Hello, everybody. Yes, I think I am live. Hello, how are you? You will notice, actually, I'll wait a second to tell this story because I'm going live to Instagram as well today. So that's a separate thing. So I have to press the button separately. And here we go. All right. And go live. Cool. I'm live to Instagram as well. So hello, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, my website. I hope you guys have had a good week so far. You may notice that I am a whole lot less red today than I was last week. Yeah, it's amazing what a week of sunburn healing can do. I was laughing because last week, I don't know if you saw the video, I was just like fully sunburned all over. It's so bad. But today it is just, and it's funny, I re-sunburned myself over the top of that sunburn. I got sunburned again because what was I doing last weekend? Anyway, I went for a walk. And so I got sunburned again anyway, but I'm pretty proud of how much I've just kind of blended into just a nice tan now. So I'm just like slightly darker than I usually am. Anyway, welcome. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about today. Today we're talking about cutting out gluten and whether that could actually help our mental health. So before we jump into it though, hang on, just move this up a bit. There we go. It's weird being in like the portrait mode because I'm doing Instagram as well today. What was I saying? Before I jump into it, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe and you hit the bell so that you get notified when I go live. I'm actually thinking about doing one video a week instead of two, just because I would prefer to just like keep to my word rather than over promising and under delivering, which is what I've been doing. Like I only went live one day last week, and this week is the same. I'm doing a deep dive in the community tomorrow, but that's a private video. So on my public page, maybe I'll just do one live video a week and then one deep dive, but we'll see how we go. But anyway, so I'm still trying to figure out my days. Everything in my life has literally, like every single responsibility in my life has just kind of gone up a level in all areas. So I'm just trying to pace myself and make sure I don't, commit to too many things. So yeah, definitely subscribe and hit the bell if you're watching on YouTube, because otherwise you won't know when I'm going live. Why would you even do that in the first place? If you are a Christian woman who is struggling with your mental health, or maybe you're struggling to sort of rein in your emotions when they're going crazy, maybe you're struggling with neurodivergence, whatever it is going on. If you're a Christian woman who feels like you have a calling on your life, but you're struggling to fulfill it because you're in bondage to your mind, or even if you don't even know what your calling is because you're just so bogged down by mental health issues or emotional stuff. I have been on quite the journey, and I really believe God's called me to share my journey and share the things that have helped me, so that hopefully more Christian women are actually freed up and can do the things that they're called to do, like God did with me. Like I was in complete bondage to my mind a few years ago, and I was just not useful for God's kingdom because of it. And I think it's one of the enemy's strongest things that he does. Let me just check. Oh yeah, cool. Sorry. It's weird doing two different things at once. Anyway, I think honestly, like the enemy, it's one of his best tactics for paralyzing Christians from making an impact on this world is just, we literally, particularly in the Western world, we have all the resources that we need. We could literally be impacting the world in such a massive way, each of us individually as well as collectively. But when our mental health is not in a great place and is stopping us from doing that, it really makes a difference on the kingdom. So that is my vision for this, is just to help other Christian women get freed up from this stuff so that they can make the impact that they were designed to make. Anyway, I feel like that was really long-winded, but if that resonates with you, make sure that you keep watching. So as I said, YouTube, subscribe. And if you're watching on Facebook or Instagram or my website, just keep watching there. That's totally fine. But today we're talking about a really practical thing. Again, I have notes because there's a blog post that goes with this. Hang on. Things are popping up on my screen everywhere. There we go. There's a blog post that goes with this. So sorry about this erratic video so far. This is crazy. Yeah, there's a blog post where it hits the same points. So I'll just kind of go through those same points. But if you prefer to read, there's a link on YouTube in the description that'll take you to the blog post. If not, I'll chuck it on Facebook after this is done, if you're watching on Facebook. And if you're watching on my website, you're already on the blog anyway. So, okay. So today we're talking about a really practical thing that I did, which was cutting out gluten, because a lot of us don't realize that the things that we eat actually affect our minds in really crazy ways. So we're going to get into that today. So it definitely is a lifestyle change going gluten-free, but I'm just going to talk about a few things today that might just sort of make you go, maybe this is something I should look into more, and maybe just experiment with cutting gluten out of my diet and see if that helps you at all. So first of all, the connection between gluten and mental health, there is an actual connection. So for some people, gluten triggers inflammation in the body, like throughout the whole body. So this will actually affect your mind because you probably are aware there's like a gut-brain connection, right? So if you're eating gluten and it inflames your gut, that's going to affect your mind. So one of the things is it'll disrupt the balance of serotonin in your brain. Serotonin is like our mood regulator. So that's one of the things that it would do if it inflames your gut. So if you were to cut out gluten, you might notice a decrease in like anxiety, irritability, a low mood, brain fog, those sorts of things, just by cutting out gluten. Again, it's not for everyone, but this just might be something to think about. So point number 2, these are the symptoms that could be linked to gluten. Brain fog, if it's hard for you to concentrate, anxiety, mood swings, if you're feeling exhausted, particularly after you get like a full night's sleep and you're still feeling really exhausted, sadness or hopelessness, feeling just constantly sad and you have no particular like circumstantial reason to feel sad, and then hopelessness, you just have no hope, and you don't know why. You're struggling to get out of bed in the morning. You're struggling to have just hope. And then if it's hard for you to manage stress or overwhelm as well, that is something that gluten could be affecting. It's just kind of interesting. And then point number 3, how to do it. It doesn't have to feel restrictive. This is one of the things. Excuse me, I'm still a bit clogged up. I've been saying that for weeks on here, but anyway. Yeah, like I've noticed, particularly, being gluten-free for years now, these days it's so much easier. Like everywhere I go to eat, there's always like half the menu is gluten-free. So it's really not restrictive anymore. And you kind of learn over time, as you like grocery shop and things, you'll learn what is good for you, what's good for your body. And it just makes it so much easier. So I actually share my tips more deeply in the private community. So if you're wanting specific recommendations and things like that, jump in there and I'll share specifically what I do gluten-free wise. But honestly, it all just comes down to, it's about taking care of your body in a way that works for you and for your unique brain and your unique way that your body works, for God's glory. That's the main reason. So if you find that gluten-free is going to really massively impact your mental headspace, it's about doing that for the glory of God, doing that so that you can serve God's kingdom. Because, yeah, it makes a big difference. Okay, so that's all I had to share. Go read the blog post. I'll put the link in the description, in the comments actually, for Facebook. And as I said, jump into the private community where I will share more of my, like the specific things that I do gluten-free wise. Okay, I will see you next week.